webinar for celebrating the National Science Day. National Science Day is celebrated to mark the discovery of Raman effect by Sir C.V. Raman, who was later awarded the Nobel Prize in 1930. Today, with this celebration, we hope to spread the message about the importance of science used in daily life and to display activities, efforts, and achievements in the field of science for human welfare. The theme for 2021 is Future of Science and Technology and the impact on education skills and work. Mrs. Nurullah, you would be happy to know that our ICFAI University has been awarded the E-Innovation Award 2020, and rightly so, as we have more than 100 students participating in the B.Ed program itself at ICFAI from all corners of the country and even a few overseas. A lot of this credit goes to the digital platform which they have quickly been able to migrate upon. And with this brief welcome, it is my honor to introduce Dr. Muddu Vinay, our Honorable Vice Chancellor of the ICFAI University, Dehradun. Dr. Vinay was recently awarded a Corona Warrior Award and Vice Chancellor of the Year Award for the outstanding work which he has been able to do for ICFAI University in transitioning a lot of the programs onto online platforms. And I am sure it's the thought, the leadership, and the effort of all his colleagues there, which have helped him and the university get such accolades. So, sir, we look forward to hearing from you a few words of motivation.
Good morning to today's guest speaker, Srimati Kusum Lata Narula. And she was a national and state awardee, Punjab Government of India. Madam, you are welcome to the ICFAI University, Dehradun. And we are very grateful for accepting today's session on the National Science Day. And my dear HOD, Dr. Meena Bhandari, Atulya, Arjun, and my colleague, Registrar Brigadier Sethi, and students of today, the students who are attending the session. ICFAI Dehradun, because I like to introduce to Kusum the ICFAI University Dehradun, as Arjun told very clearly that ICFAI Dehradun is a private university which is established in 2003. And I'm very happy to say that the ICFAI University Dehradun has been awarded the 44th rank in the world by URI in 2020 completely. And we have a lot of accolades and the rankings from different magazines and different state government also has given the ICFAI University is one of the best private universities in 2019. We have 4 schools, one school, business school, we have education school, we have a tech school, and we have the law school. And today, as Arjun told in his introduction, National Science Day is celebrated every year on February 28th. The day recalls the notable innovation, Raman effect, by the greatest scientist, C.V. Raman. He was also awarded the Nobel Prize of the discovery. And when you see the theme of this year, I think it is an excellent theme, which also coordinates with the National Education Policy 2020. Now, when you see the National Education Policy 20 talks about the future of your science, technology, and innovation. Here, the key word is the innovation. Innovations on the impact of education, impact of the skills of the students, and also the work culture of the students and all things. I think this motivates the students to gain hands-on experience in the field of science. Now, I'm sure that in the next decade, it is the decade of sciences. Because when this NEP has come into existence, when it come into the existence within next 5 to 10 years, I think the science streams, what we call as a STEAM, is coming back to the normal. Because from the last, if you see the last 2 decades, the science has come down, the STEAM has come down. Now the NEP policy says very clearly the flexible program should be given to every institution wherein the science subjects will come back and there will be more science courses which will be added to the universities. And the ICFAI University is planning to add at least 4 science courses, which was not done from last one decade. And with this, again, once again, I welcome today's guest speaker. Thank you. And back to Mr. Arjun.
Thank you, Dr. Vinay. Thank you so much. I would now like to call upon Brigadier Rajiv Sethi, who's the Registrar of ICFAI University. Brigadier Sethi was an Army aviation pilot. He has flown helicopters in difficult terrains in India and in Sri Lanka. He's also a Special Forces officer. And for those of you, my friends, who are not so familiar with the Army, in layman terms, so if I may take the liberty of explaining to them, he's a combination of John Rambo and Maverick from Top Gun. That's the kind of work he was doing in Army before he retired, before he was working for the Cabinet Secretariat prior to his retirement, and then he joined us in ICFAI. So over to you, Brigadier Sethi. Look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks, Arjun. And since all of you have already been introduced to the guest speaker as well as the Vice Chancellor, I would like to touch upon what exactly is the topic today, that happens to be scientific attitude. Now, as far as scientific attitude is concerned, in nutshell, what it means is the desire to acquire knowledge and find the actual truth in a particular situation. In this present times, when you are having an information overload and the social media as well as the other platforms are trying to feed you all kind of information, it is the scientific attitude which can only lead you to coming out with what happens to be the truth of the situation. And as teachers, I think it would be one of your major responsibilities to make sure that you get the wheat out of so much of chaff that is floating around. In fact, one of the biggest persons who was responsible for the propaganda which resulted in the rise of the Third Reich, that is the German time Second World War, was a gentleman called Hermann Goebbels. One of his most famous statements, which is even more applicable today, was that the bigger the lie, the more it is likely to be believed. So in these specifically today, when you are going to be hearing a talk from Mrs. Kusumlata, you would be exposed to what exactly is the way to kind of be good teachers and who are able to teach the students as to come out with the actual facts rather than believing in whatever is being fed to you. And at the end, I would also like to thank Arjun because his father was a Lieutenant General in the Army, and I happen to know him. And in any case, on that note, I would request return back to Arjun. Thanks.
Thank you, Brigadier Sethi. Friends, colleagues, I would like to now call upon Mrs. Kusumlata Nirula, and I would like to briefly introduce her. She retired as the principal of the government high school from Sarabha Nagar. She has served the boards of CBSE and many state boards. You would be amazed to hear the kind of awards and work which she has done along with her teaching career. I'm sure it has gone with a lot of sweat and toil, along with the classes, when many of us think that, you know, it's so difficult coping with extra activities within the school or the university curriculums some of us are working in. She has over 20 national awards, 205 appreciations from various ends, which includes an appreciation by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam when he was the President of India, a certificate of recognition from Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Captain Amrinder Singh. She published a number of research papers, which are, the recent ones have been on blending traditional teaching and learning with ICT, which was presented at the Innovation in Science Communication organized by Vikram Sarabhai community. She also presented a paper on learning science by doing, which is, I think, a key focus area of the NEP now. And her presentation got her a top 25 position from all over India, all the applications which were there. She has been linked with the science department very actively. She has presented papers on detection and prevention of food adulteration, something called the optics box innovation, which was presented in Haryana. She's with over 70 prizes in competitions and having conducted more than 100 online webinars. Ma'am, hats off to you. This is our first and I've already got sweaty palms. We look forward to hearing from you and what message you have for the future educators of tomorrow. And we would love to learn from you on how do you do so many things along with a full-time teaching job and also probably your family, which must be keeping you busy. So we look forward to hearing from you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thanks, sir. Thanks for introducing me to all respected dignitaries and all enlightened citizens, rather students of this university and all of the country. I am thankful to the organizers of ICFAI University to provide me the opportunity to present various aspects of science and scientific attitude in everyday life. Let us have a moment of science. Science knows no country because it's the education which is related to humanity and is a torch that illuminates the world. Science is the poetry of reality. Now, I'm to say that you are saying that how I'm doing, this is all the support of my students as well as my family members. And again, it is a zeal to do something. I'm of about plus 60 years and has got served the government 42 years and a half. Moreover, still I'm thinking that I'm not so old. कहते हैं कि उम्र का बढ़ना तो दस्तूर खुदा है, महसूस ना करो तो बुढ़ापा कहाँ है। उम्र को हराना है तो हौसला जिंदा रखो, घुटने चले ना चले, मन उड़ता परिंदा रखो। बढ़ती उम्र is the part of life, but उसमें से अच्छे निकल जाना, that is the art of life. Now I am to say, because I have been given a very limited interval of time, so I am coming to my topic because I have been given that this is the science attitude in everyday life. Now let me start my screen. Excuse me. Now we are celebrating Science Day in the memory of Dr. C.V. Raman, who did a wonderful job, because this is only the curiosity of him to know how the color of water is blue, and this curiosity leads him to know about this. Now, why this Science Day? The 1986, GOA designated 28th of February as National Science Day with the efforts of NTSC. Importance of science in everyday life to display activities. Is my screen visible? Okay. Which is now celebrated even every year to mark the importance of science in everyday life. Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
To know why, how about the nature's effect? The C.V. Raman, I have already told that he and everybody know also that why the color of sea is always blue. Dr. John William Raleigh, he told that it is the reflection of sky, but he noticed that when the sky is not looking blue because due to dirt or any other thing, again the color of water is again blue. This leads to him to do so many experiments, and he noticed that this is the when the light is allowed to pass through a fluid, because fluid is composed of so many molecules, and these molecules they scatter the light having the different wavelength as well as frequency, and this is scrambling of photons by molecules, which means that there is an exchange of energy and change in the light direction. This lead to him to find why the color of sea is blue, and this is called Raman scattering as well as Raman effect, and this phenomenon is known as Raman spectroscopy. Why is a science attitude? It is only the science attitude due to which he was able to told you that this is the color of skies and water is blue. This scientific attitude is the combination of all components to define and to defend science. There are the dimensions of science attitude, and these are the attributes of science temper. And because having limited time and have to told a lot of things to you, so I'm somewhat quickly skipping it. First is the curiosity. The Isaac Newton formulated this law of gravitation, because when he saw the apple is falling, how it fall on the earth? Why didn't it fall on the fly in the sky? This lead to know with the curiosity, what is the reason, why, and this leads to formulate the law of gravitation. So we have to, as a teacher, we have to ask questions, seek answers to enable the students to know to every information. How do bridges bear so much weight? How rain is formed? Again, intellectual curiosity. Scientist gives a truthful report of the observations. He doesn't withhold important information just to please himself or others. Intellectual honesty is the truthful report of the observations. Sir Isaac Newton, he know that the Galileo has already told about the motion, but again he admit he didn't claim the Galileo's discovery, but he formulated the laws of motion. Similarly, the scientific attitude is the first is the respect about the curiosity. I am to say that it is the engine of achievements. Demand again the evidences. If we have the evidences, we can easily know how we can find out the various things. Demand evidence and think critically. This is the any judgment or conclusion should be based on suitable evidence. If there are no evidence, one should not lead to any scientific idea. If there are evidences contradicting some ideas, then there should be willingness to change the idea itself in the light of convincing evidences. Now, this is the, I know I have already told you that this is the evidences, demand of evidences always lead to think critically. This is the, see about the Thomas Alva Edison, who was forced to leave the school because he was very poor in mathematics. But because, why in poor? Because he always want to understand the thing, not as told by the teacher, but with testing and seeing it for. Whatever observed, tries to analyze within questions what, when, why, and how to explore more about the surroundings. Before arriving at conclusion, test all possible methods, go beyond what, ask how and why. Now, again, this is, I'm coming to the next point, open-mindedness. One should be open-minded. According to Albert Einstein, mind that opens the to the new idea never return to its original size. According to him, the open-mindedness is receptiveness to new ideas. If we are open-minded, हम ओपन माइंडेड होंगे तभी हम एक्सेप्ट करेंगे दूसरों की जो इनोवेशंस हैं या दूसरों के जो भी एफर्ट्स हैं उनको एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए। ये नहीं कि मैं ही सब कुछ कर सकता हूँ, दूसरा कुछ नहीं। द पर्सन शुड बी ओपन माइंडेड, फ्लेक्सिबल एंड इन his or her approach. Listen to others and willing to change mind if warranted. अगर हमें हो तो हमें we should change our idea also. Help your learners become open minded, letting with them with their viewpoints with each other. Show respect to the best explanations and reviews. As you all are showing respect to me, rather you are highly learned. Similarly, this is the skepticism. This is to believe that with a certainty begun with by doubting. Always, if we have doubt in something, we should think upon it, and we will certainly lead to any conclusion. To test the Aristotle claimed that heavy objects fall on the earth faster than the lighter. But Galileo tested it. He dropped 2 balls of different masses from the Leaning Tower of Pisa and found that both hit the ground at the same time. And he also concluded if there were no air in the then everything irrespective of the mass can fall down on earth with the same speed and at the same time, because it is only due to the resistance of air that inhibit the lighter bodies to fall first. Again, the scientific attitude, this is objectivity. Science is a objective, I know. When he sincerely record observation, interprets data and formulate conclusions, always scientist is objective. You see that Rosalind Franklin and Erwin Chargaff, they both worked a lot about the DNA. But Watson and Crick, after their lot of efforts and did experiment again and again, they may not have been made any progress to clear the structure of DNA, because this was the effort of Rosalind Franklin and Erwin Chargaff. If the scientific inquiry with some preconceived notions in mind, there are obvious chances to obtain biased results. So we should have scientific attitude also. Perseverance, it's the persistence of tenacity of the effort to do something and keep doing until the end. Until the end, we should keep. Think of John Gurdon. Teacher, he told his teacher that I will be a scientist in future, but the teacher said by laughing, ridiculous. He was not disheartened by the words of teacher, but he did experiments, efforts again and again, and was awarded the Nobel Prize for discovery that mature cells can be reprogrammed to become pluripotent, can be differentiated into various streams, can be differentiated and to do work. It was his effortless work. इसके लिए कहना चाहूंगी that नदी किनारा छोड़ देती है, राह की चट्टान तक तोड़ देती है, बात छोटी सी अगर चुभ जाती है दिल में तो जिंदगी के रास्तों को मोड़ देती है. सचमुच, these are salute to these scientists, the ability to carry out something with sustained and persistent efforts. We should tell the students also that lots of scientific inventions were the results of persistent efforts of scientists, and for some it took their lifetime even. Now the patience. We students of the nowadays have no patience to do and have no tolerance even. And it is the ability to overcome the difficult situations without complaining with the repeated efforts. Example, Thomas Alva Edison performed 10,000 failed experiments, and he said that I have found 10,000 ways that won't work. His positive attitude eventually led him to success. We must help our learners to accept their failures, learn from them and motivate for further trials. Humility and determination. This is again another character of the scientific attitude, that is humility. It is the ability to admit errors and recognize the other better ideas. Every time we say that we are right, this is not the scientific attitude. We should learn from the good ones. Example is, that is Michael Faraday. He was a delivery boy, and then he became the bookbinder. And after while binding the books, he always used to read the books. And he gave a written paper to Humphrey Davy, and he was so impressed and made him a scientific assistant. He discovered, with a lot of efforts, he discovered electromagnetic radio induction, that this is the relation of electricity with magnetism, benzene, and carried out first room liquefaction of gas. Example of it is, a student has make mistake and do it right. He can make mistake, but the leader appreciate the effort with the team numbers. The last but not least is the determination. This is another area of scientific attitude, that scientists are persistent in their endeavor, firm and confident. See here, Stephen Hawking. He was paralyzed, but his ability didn't stop him to explain the secret behind the Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory that tell about the universe, how all galaxies, stars, and planets, and all universal things, celestial bodies are formed. Now, I'm again coming to the point that this is the scientific attitude which oriented the science in the everyday life. I'm not spending time here, and each and everybody know about the applications of science, because we are all using it, consuming it, as well as enjoying these all applications of science. And this is the application of science with sports. This is the parabolic path, the trajectory that is told by science, and that he can throw discus as well as a shot put with this. And this is about the cricketer, and these are the shoes, and these are uses of science in the every field. Science technology advancement is the ease of work. Now see, before science and technology, there was before technology how the field is being pulled out, and how this irrigation is being done. But nowadays it is being done by tractor as well as with the sprinklers, etc. And similarly is how the library is being served before technology. And this is the automated library, how we can use the huge amount of books, can hold and manage all these with automated library. And this is how the teacher is teaching in the class, and this is the teacher teaching with smart room as well as in smart class. Technology and communication system. Now, what is technology? This is just the application of science in the practical way. Revolutionary changes in the communication. It is not we use technology, we live technology. We are living technology, because everything now we are depending a lot on technology. It is indistinguishable from the magic. Just a magic it is. This is the communication system, postal system, and nowadays this system. And similarly, this is the system in the old days, and this is communication in bullock cart, etc. And here these are so many means of transportation. Social networking is also there. This is Twitter as well as Facebook and all, you know. Now I can say that all young generation knows about the technology, artificial intelligence more than us. Technology in agriculture. This is the agriculture technology being used. The field is being plowed as well as being irrigated. It can also being, the seeds are being sown in the field. Now there is how you see that how these are spraying the pesticides, even pesticides to kill the pest, they are being sprayed here. Semiconductor chip, the latest, again, the technology of the nowadays, a technical word in the palm of hand. Just see that with this chip, one can read lines of hand and know the future. And this is the, if one wants to know, this is again the chip with the nanotechnology, semiconductor chip is being used in the mobile phone. These are being used in the computer, and these are all semiconductor chips. Quantum computers are being formed here. These are the quantum computers. Now, science in medicine and technology, you know that science, medical science has been advanced now very much to a large extent. These are the devices which are used to diagnose the ailments, etc. And the latest devices, this is vaccination, and these are the minor, the time of birth, the diaper, innovation of diaper, and the medicines. These are medicines again shown in the with the technology, science and technology. Technology in medical diagnostic, just to see, this is the cardio pad to transmit cardiac test results to the specialist. Just with this pad, one can know about the heart ailments. And this is with the help of sensor, the internal system is being shown. To sense the internal system with sensor, these are also being shown here. Nanotechnology in media, you know that nanotechnology, now the word is totally orienting about the use of nanotechnology. Technology in the medical use, this is the birth control patch. Birth control patch, which is used and which provide the same estrogen and progesterone hormone found in the birth control pills. Birth pills में जो hormones दिए जाते हैं, those are provided with this chip that delivers the same manner as nicotine patches. Smoker को nicotine patches देने हैं ताकि वो smoke ना करे. This is the same effect. And this is the capsule endoscopy. A microscope is present in this capsule. This is just a vitamin pill, and which shows the results of the endoscopy. This is again the retinal implant. Retinal implant, this is again show the retinitis, clears the ailment of retinitis, pigmentation, etc. Tinkering technology. Again, we are printing the linear view of the any document. Now this is with this tinkering technology, 3D printing is being possible. So see, the students are again in my school also, they are preparing models. These are models are being prepared here. This is the heart, and this is again the about the liver, and these are being formed, and the students can understand well. Again, this is the technology used for the body artificial organs. This is the just the robotic exoskeleton which is worn by this handicapped woman due to any ailment or polio affected, and or being the paralyzed woman. This is worn here, and it is useful for her to walk. And similarly, this is the hand. And here we see observe at TV also for some rising ladies, and one has whose hands were quite ruptured, and this is with this hand she achieved the heights. Artificial organs in the body, and this is the bionic lenses which are replacing the original lens of the body. And this is the heart. This is heart, just showing all the parts of heart. And this is again being used in the body. But we can say with sorry that by using these organs, the life is very short, because coping with when our body is coping with these artificial organs, some deterioration in other ways starts. And this is somewhat the defect or somewhat the negative point of these artificial organs. But as our science is progressing day by day, and the time will come near, then there will be no problem with the artificial organs. This is again the pancreas, which again provide insulin, artificial pancreas, which provide insulin to the body also. When the insulin glucose level rises in the blood, the modern artificial pancreas, and this is again the gene editing. The part of the DNA is being struck off from this, and gene engineering, and we can prepare the desired characters in the organism. To use the smartphone apps for mental health, these are the touch screen apps. Again, these are these having a lot of data as well as material of the education there. These are the apps, etc. These again, This is the keyboard, artificial keyboard, virtual keyboard, I can say. This is the artificial virtual keyboard and use of nanotechnology again, electric car. And now the cars have been structured with, which are running in the on the road without a driver. Smartphones are there. And again, this is again the having the keyboard. You can one can also have all the data in the wrist also. Again, this is very interesting. Augmented reality, smartphone, like this is a Pokemon's Go game and Snapchat filters. These are the, just observe this. There are stairs here, but this is showing a lot of stairs are there. This is showing in films also we see that a hero or an actor falls from the height. That is not the true height, but due to these devices, we can observe that he or she is jumping from a great height. Laser transfer our lives in every wavelength, and this is the laser technique. This is what is laser. This is, it is shown here that it is a light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. When all these radiations of light, they compose because they have the same intensity and same energy. When they compose at a one point, they produce a lot of energy, and that energy is sufficient to melt anything. This is the laser technology shown here in the eye also. The laser operations are being done. This is again these laser. Now technology of hollow glasses. Technology of hollow glasses. And I in the Ahmedabad Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, and when I was presenting my paper at that time, the use of hollow glasses was shown there, that each and every organ, working, motion, etc. is shown in the air. In the virtual images are formed. And how, with hollow glasses, one can observe everything that one is a part of wearing these glasses, that one is a part of that environment also. Virtual world with hollow glasses, again, it is shown here. This is not the animal, but it is shown here. Again, these are the buildings, virtual buildings shown here to the people. And again, this is whole lot of this film is taken in the table also. These are the artificial intelligence. Again, everything I have discussed, technology again is leading to artificial intelligence. We are making robots which are doing so many work which are programmed in their body. And these are the mechanical devices, which is this is the mechanical device. Again, the robot heart, which is connected to the actual heart or implanted to the chest to assist, which substitute the heart that is failing. Disadvantages of the technology. Now, disadvantages are also there. Where there is a कहते हैं जहाँ पे फूल होता है वहाँ पे कांटा जरूर होता है. But it is the thinking of us that we should pluck the flower, or we should touch that spine or pickle. Just think, ये देखो, this is the, and technology is leading to us in the sedentary lifestyle. We are so, I was also feeling the last 2 days that I has become sick of sedentary posture, and similar is this. This is the too much device uses leads to the bad posture. Disadvantage of technology, lifestyle. Technology is addictive. So much we have become so much addictive with this technology that we don't know what is being formed, what is सारा time हमारा इसी में लग रहा है कि हम अपने important काम को भूल जाते हो, because it is so interesting. Even the kids, small kids are busy in this. अब बच्चा रो रहा है घर में, शरारत कर रहा है, तंग कर रहा है, but we don't bother. We give him or her a phone कि बैठ जाओ, टिक कर चुप करके बैठो और अपना काम करो, हमें भी अपना करने दो. This is the technology which also harms our eyes also. Technology is addictive. ये बन गया. This is the relationship can also be harmed. एक तो टेक्नोलॉजी इसमें डिजिटल इसमें बिजी है और दूसरी वाइफ उसको ऑब्जर्व कर रही है. And this is again the relationship being harmed. Disadvantages of the digital technology is also insomnia can be another effect of it. कि हम लगातार देखते हैं, जब हम सोते हैं हमारी आंखें इतनी पेनफुल होती हैं और हमें नींद भी नहीं आती, पता नहीं कितने कितने ख्यालों में हम होते हैं. दिस इज द इंसोम्निया. Eyesight can suffer from the too much device uses. This is again the mal effect of it. Again, this is my conclusion that it is a necessary evil. It is a necessary evil. It is necessary, has become necessary, but we can't do without it. The role of it is like our heartbeat, and which is continually progression of technology, of science made human life simpler also. It depends upon us to use it judiciously. These are the some pros and cons. This is the, it increases, this is the artificial intelligence as well as the technology, increases efficiency, reducing human risk, aids in decision making and availability, and also rational. Decisions of this technology are rational. If we use the artificial intelligence, we feed anything in it, that is very much rational. We as human being may be biased, but that is not biased. Similar is these are the cons of it, but the cons is unemployment, because one technology, one digital device do so many work, एंड ह्यूमन बीइंग जो है वो सब छोटे छोटे सारे काम उसी में हो रहा है. कैलकुलेटर का हो रहा है, इमेज सेंड करने का हो रहा है, तो सारे काम ही उस पे हो रहे हैं. कहते हैं मोबाइल जब से आया कितनों को खा गया. दिस इज वेरी ट्रू कि हमारे सारे काम जो अलग अलग एरियाज में से, फील्ड्स में से होने थे, वो एक मोबाइल कर रहा है. Cause of unemployment, high initial investment, हाँ ये है, it is very costly. Not mobile, any technology is costly also, and it also needs a repair, maintenance also. And we are, this is the increases the dependency of machine. हम क्या करते हैं, मोबाइल का हमें नंबर भी किसी का याद नहीं, because it is fed in us. कोई चीज है हमें फेड है हमारे पास, तो we don't bother, we don't remember by heart also, by brain also. The dependency of machine, that is the, again the lack of creativity. One can't create anything. No doubt that we are doing using it so much, and we are, it is also. But एक बात और कहना चाहूंगी, that the positive areas, field of it, positive aspects of this technology are much more than the negative. So you see that this is somewhat bent in the positive side. Again, I can say that let us nurture science attitude and scientific attitude. तो इसमें मैं ये भी कहना चाहूंगी कि हमें फिर भी टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए not use, we should live with it. डिमांड, एविडेंस और सारी ये चीजें जो हैं हमारे लिए हमें ये करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि बिकॉज विद दिस टेक्नोलॉजी वी कैन आगे जाके बहुत कुछ होने वाला है. बट अगेन आई एम सेइंग दैट वी शुड नॉट टोटली डिपेंड अपॉन दिस टेक्नोलॉजी. We should not totally depend upon artificial intelligence, because if wrong is programmed in it, it will give out wrong results. Human, there is a scope of correction in human, but there is not a scope of correction in it. Again I'm saying that हमें कहते हैं रंग वाले रंग से तस्वीर बदल देते हैं, कमा से निकला हुआ हर तीर बदल देते हैं, तुझसे तेरे अश्क भी न बदले गए, बदलने वाले तो तकदीर बदल देते हैं. और ये साइंटिस्ट हैं जिन्होंने हमारी तकदीर को बदल दिया. आई एम अगेन फीलिंग सॉरी इफ आई हैव कंज्यूम्ड लॉट ऑफ टाइम as provided to me, more than time. I don't know, while speaking I don't know about the time. And again thankful to you all that you have given me opportunity to face or interact the whole I don't know.
Thank you so much. No, you were spot on time. I think it was clinical precision, just like a science student. I think you've just been able to close it perfectly in time. And on behalf of all my colleagues, I would like to thank you for opening our mind. Like you said about Einstein, I think our mind has been opened today and it will never return back to its original size. We can only grow from here. So thank you so much for your enticing speech. And I would now like to call upon my senior, Anju Verma, who's from the class of 2021. She will be conducting a small quiz. Anju, over to you.
So good morning to all of you present over here. So without wasting much of time, let's move toward the science fields with full of excitement, energy, enthusiasm. So just hold your heart for the first question. Here is the film Parmanu is based on which important event? Again, I'm repeating it. The film Parmanu is based on which important event? Waiting for your response.
Good morning, Anju. May I give the answer?
Good evening. Today I am going to welcome you for online STA Chemist. And today we are aiming to show you chromatography, how chromatography we can use in our day-to-day life to separate different type of colors. But before I will take you for chromatography, I would like to show you what are the basic apparatus which we use to do chromatography. So first of all, for doing chromatography, we need paper. We can use two types of paper for chromatography. Either
Okay.
Excellent. Sorry, that was a technical glitch. Artificial intelligence programmed. We had it on 11:45, the video to play. So that's where it was. Oh, Anju, over to you. Let's carry on. The first question you'd said, I think you've got an answer there. Is that right?
So, yes, the answer is it was based on the nuclear bomb test explosion, which was conducted by the Indian Army at Pokhran in 1998. Okay, so moving toward the another question, that is, what is the full form of BARC? That is BARC. Again, repeating it.
Bhavan,
Okay.
Bhavan Atomic Research Center.
Yes.
Bhabha Atomic Research Center.
Okay, well done. That is Bhabha Atomic Research Center. Now, moving toward the another question, where were the Pokhran tests conducted? Repeating it, where were the Pokhran tests conducted?
Rajasthan's
Rajasthan.
Jaisalmer district.
Well done. That is Rajasthan, Jaisalmer district. Another question is, who was the Prime Minister of our country when the Pokhran tests were conducted? Repeating it.
Mr. Atal Bihari
Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
Okay, that's great. Okay, just wait a second. Okay, now moving toward the another question. Which mission budget was reduced by 50% to meet the cost of Mars orbital mission?
Chandrayaan 2.
That's great.
Chandrayaan 2.
Yeah, Chandrayaan 2. Now moving toward the another question. Who played the role of Rakesh Dhawan in the movie of Mission Mangal?
Akshay Kumar.
Akshay
Akshay
Kumar.
Kumar.
Yes, that's a great answer. Another question. In which year was India's first mission to Mars Mangalyaan launched?
2014.
2013.
Yes, that is November 5, 2013.
13 हुआ था ना
2013, November 5. Now, another question is, who played the role of humanoid alien in the PK movie?
Amir Khan.
Amir Khan.
Yes, that's a great answer. Now, the another question is, Carbon, the story of tomorrow, starring Jackie Bhagnani, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, and Prachi Desai, is based on which environmental issue?
Global warming.
Yes, that's a great answer. Moving toward the another question. This movie is the story of three friends who dream big and all of their dreams are crushed when an earthquake occurs and shatters their hope as well as their shop.
Kai Poche.
No.
Earthquake in
Earthquake in Buzu,
It's
Gujarat on 26 Jan 2000.
Kai Poche is the movie. It's Kai Poche.
That is the earthquake
was the actor in that.
on Gujarat, 26 January 2001. Now, leading toward the last question. Guess the movie released in 2017. The film throws light on the state of farmers and the consequences faced by them due to the climatic changes, and stars actor Sanjay Mishra, Ranveer Shaurya, and Tilotama Shom. Any idea about this movie?
I guess Kadvi Hawa, something like that.
Yes, that's the correct answer, Kadvi Hawa. So this is the end of the quiz, and a very thanks for your participation.
Thank you, Anjay. That was fun, and I'm sorry for the interruption which happened.
No worries.
Yeah, we'll pass it over to the IT team, and we'll see for this quick chromatography video by my colleague Manish Pant.
Good evening. Today I am going to welcome you for online STA Chemist, and today we are aiming to show you chromatography, how chromatography we can use in our day-to-day life to separate different type of colors. But before I will take you for chromatography, I would like to show you what are the basic apparatus which we use to do chromatography. So first of all, for doing chromatography we need paper. We can use two types of paper for chromatography. Either we can cut this paper in a rectangular shape, or we can also use paper circular. Both cases we can do our chromatography. Other than this, we need two beakers, even we need a solvent, which we are going to use water as a solvent for this chromatography. These are the basic colors which are also available at home. Even you can also try on your own using red color, blue color, black color, green color, and see how these colors are magical, how they are made up of different type of colors. So this is what our aim is, to separate different type of colors. Okay, now I am going to show you how we can perform chromatography even at home also. So please see how I am going to begin this chromatography. Firstly, I take a piece of paper, filter paper, Wattman filter paper, and this I will cut in a rectangular shape. Try to cut as straight as you can, because cutting of paper is also a very important part. So now see, my paper is ready. The next thing, I am going to mark 3 cm from the bottom in this paper. I'll take a pencil, I'll take a ruler, and I'll measure 3 cm from the base. And I'll draw a straight line. Now in this straight line, I'll place 4 spots, which I am going to mark as 1, 2, 3 and 4, where actually I am going to spot my 4 colors. And from where this point I am going to see how they are going to separate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now check, in spot 1 I am placing my red color. Ensure that this color is properly absorbed. Green. Brown. sorry, this is black and purple. So I have placed 4 different colors in 4 different spots. After this, I am going to take 15 ml of water as a solvent. This solvent is actually going to separate different colors because they have different solubilities in water. This is 15 ml of water. Then I am going to develop my chromatogram. For this, I have to dip this filter paper in the solvent, but ensure that your filter paper should not directly touch your spot, that should not directly touch to your solvent. It should stay slightly 1 or 2 centimeter above the solvent. So what I'll do, I'll take piece of splinter and roll it over this and ensure that this should not directly touch. Filter paper on top of the solvent, and now you can see slowly solvent flowing up along with different colors, also moving with the solvent, and how beautifully you can see they are getting separated. The colors are moving up.
Wow, that's fascinating, Manish. Thank you so much for that demonstration. And that is something which all of us can do. It's a very fun activity. Maybe a newspaper can be substituted for people who've got little children at home. And yes, that's a very effective way of actually showing how colors get separated. Due to paucity of time, we could not show the whole video, but it is available with the resource team and they would be able to do it. Himanshu, you've got some magic tricks for us, some science tricks for us. So I would hand this over to you now.
Good morning to one and all. Am I audible?
Yep.
Good morning to one and all. I am Ashraf of BA. Today I'm going to show some light on the topic occult science. That is followed by all the tantrics and babas to make people fool. And it's like people used to go towards those persons and they make them fool. So what I'm going to tell you about the tricks, and without wasting time, I'm sharing my screen. So I can't share the screen.
Himanshu, you may share the screen, yes.
No, ma'am, I can't. It's like host disabled attendee screen sharing. Arjun sir.
I'm just trying to see if we can get you.
Himanshu, share your screen.
Ma'am, I'm trying, but it was showing that you can't share.
Are you not able to? Then continue with speech only.
Himanshu, please share your screen.
If you are not able to, then continue without sharing.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Well done. You got it.
Is this visible?
Yep.
Okay. So this is the first thing. You might have seen babas using the tricks with lemon and knife. What they used to just wander in your house and they used to put that lemon in their hand and they used to cut it and it shows like that there is something blood in the lemon. So what exactly the science behind is this ferric chloride which react with the citric acid, and citric acid shows reaction and forms citrate which is red in color. So nothing is red, nothing is blood in that particular lemon. What the main chemistry behind that is reaction of ferric chloride with that citric acid, which shows which form ferric citrate. So this is the trick. And the second trick is, which I'm going to tell you, this burning skull. You might have seen that in movies and all, like when the Baba puts some ashes on the skull, it shows fire. So exactly, there is nothing like that. The main reason behind that is this metal known as sodium. That sodium shows explosive nature when it reacts with the water. So what the Baba do, they used to grind up these sodium into the small particles, and they used to mix this sodium particles with the ashes, and they used to put some amount of water on that skull, and they used to memorize some words, like they are saying some kind of mantra and all, but they are not saying anything. They are making you fool by putting some ashes which contains sodium. So when we put that ashes on the skull, they react with water and shows explosive nature, and it turns into the burning fire, something like that. So it's like they used to make fool. So these are the both trick which I want to explain today. So by incident of killing in the name of superstitions shows the dark side of India's progressive society, and all is being done in the presence of bringing peace and harmony, prosperity to the individual, where they used to go towards the Babas and all. So so-called curators known as tantric claim to resolve the issues, but it does not happen as such. So this is the reason behind all what exactly known as science. So there is a quote, Sadhan rahe, satak rahe. So it's like that. Thank you so much.
Well done, Himanshu. Very interesting. Yes, there is science behind magic and magic behind science. Always, when we can't explain science, we usually just call it magic or an act of God. Before I call upon Ritik to give the vote of thanks, I think I would just request all of us colleagues to, from the bottom of our heart, thank the yeoman effort of Ms. Atulya Verma and Dr. Bhandari. We all know in our classes how difficult it is to manage 40, 50 children within a classroom. And here they've had to deal with all of us at all parts of the place through Zoom calls, for all the reminders, giving us the links, for keeping us engaged and active as a community. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I would like to hand over to Ritik Thiman, who's from our batch, to present the vote of thanks to all present.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Ritik Dhiman, student of ICFAI Education School, consider the occasion as an honor and privilege to extend the vote of thanks. Once a great man whispered, feeling thankfulness and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. Today, I take the opportunity to put all my gratitude into words. On behalf of the university management and all the students, I would like to thank our chief guest, Srimati Kusumlata Narula ma'am, for taking her precious time out and consenting to be the chief guest. Ma'am, indeed your words have inspired all of us. I thank our respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Mudhu Vinay sir, who graced us with his presence and guidance. You have been a constant support and you have given us a lot of encouragement. Thank you, sir. We have been fortunate to be assisted by Brigadier Rajiv Sethi, sir, Registrar, the ICFAI University, Dehradun. Thank you, sir, for sharing with us your words of wisdom. A special mention to Dr. Meena Bhandari and Atulya Verma, ma'am, for being the catalyst that stimulated us to do our best and standing as pillars of strength. With a deep sense of appreciation, we thank our loving teachers for their untiring efforts. Finally, I would like to thank our participants who made this event joyful with their impressive performances. We thank all of you for being with us. It has remained a pronounced pleasure. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Ritik. Thank everyone for joining. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Arjun. Thank you, everyone, for joining the program. Thank you.
My pleasure.